Hello, welcome back to DuckSport, and it is a lovely sunshiny day here in Shropshire. And at the end of the last video I said that the wiring was going to be finished by the start of this video. And well, I'm not going to lie to you, I am going to show you the finished wiring loom shortly. But I just want to say, it is 2 weeks after I finished doing that video, and actually I'm only just about to get it all finished up. So the reason that everything's taken so long is partly because of coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. And that has meant, unfortunately, that getting the few missing bits and pieces that I needed in order to finish the loom, to then be able to do all the wrapping and so forth for the loom, has just held things up massively. So I have got on with some other little bits and pieces, and I posted some bits to Steve that he's doing some work on as well. So there will be some other content in this video, but for now let me just show you the finished wiring loom. So excuse the mess around it, but this is what the engine bay is currently looking like. So got the first of the bulkhead connectors over here, and all the nice covered cables coming out and disappearing off under the arch across there, etc. Then you got the other one over here, again the one lot visible there, bit that goes off down there. So I'm really happy with how the engine bay wiring has come out. It's brilliant. Also the boot. So I've got all the lights wired up for the boot. So you got the connector that comes through there. There is 2 spare pins on that connector at the moment for the fuel pump and for the fuel level sender when the tank goes in. And then you just got the wiring that goes off around to that light cluster, and the one goes off around to the back of that light cluster. So I've just had a couple of bits arrive back from Steve Walford. I posted a couple of parts to him that I needed some work doing, and he's got the first couple of those back to me now. So I'm going to cut now to a clip of him doing the work on those parts. First job then was taking a drill and attempting to not ruin the compressor housing of the new turbo, and drilling a nice big hole in it, tapping a thread through it so that we can fit a boost reference for the wastegate. Next up is taking what was possibly the cleanest, best condition Pinto EFI fuel rail I've ever seen, cutting it up, drilling holes in it, and then eventually welding on some nice new -6 fittings. Why did I start with such a nice one? Because all the other ones are rusty and rubbish, and I don't want a fuel rail failing under high pressure under boost. So Steve welded up with the AN6 fittings using gas welding, and they've come out really, really nice. There we go, one modified fuel rail that Steve has got back to me. So AN6 that end, AN6 that end. Happy Stew here, because now I can make up the lines for this as well. obviously I've got to install the fuel hard lines first, which I haven't done yet. Not sure where this clip's going to go though, so this might go after I've installed the hard lines. Who knows? And so the little job Steve was doing drilling the turbo is just down there. So just got a boot reference for the solenoid, which obviously then will feed to the wastegate when it's fitted. I think that looks really neat. So I've just procrastinated really since the last clip. What I did do though was clock the turbo and have a go at mocking up the charge cooler properly. There you go, the turbo is clocked and fitted properly into position now, so the circlip is back in on the back and that's not going to move. Also got the boost control solenoid mounted on this little bracket I made, which is on the bracket that actually was for the original wastegate actuator, so it kind of seemed fitting. And then in terms of charge cooler, so I think the charge cooler can possibly live there like that. So straight off the turbo, and then the output, which the plan is to have a pipe that comes straight across here, and then a 90 down into here. This I'm going to remake, come a different approach, so then it won't be in the way of the boost pipe. And I think that's going to look pretty mean, so again just from there straight across and into there. So I'm intrigued to see what people think of that idea, so please do leave a comment below, and if you think you've got a better one, let me know. Okay, so as you can see, both corners of that are cut off, and the bolts that I thought were holding that bit at the back on have removed, but it looks like maybe some welding up there as well. No, it seems that somehow it's all being held on by the wiper motor. That's fine, just need to reposition it now. And yeah, you can still see the rat's nest back there, because at this point I haven't actually finished that, but by the time this video comes out, and you will have seen at the start, it's all sorted. Okay, so I've moved that over to the right a bit. I think it looks like it probably still wants to come up a little bit more than it has. So I probably need to cut a little section out of each of those and just tack it back into place and give it a try. So the clip I was going to use here came out really rubbish. I must have been tapping the camera onto the roof of the car or something, because it was just full of really bad background noise. But what I was saying at that point was the welder that I had was apparently more broken than I thought it was. Unfortunately, the gas hose repair that was needed wasn't the only thing wrong with it. The wire feed and particularly the torch liner were just all knackered, so didn't matter what you did, you couldn't stop the wire getting jammed. So fortunately, it looks like I need to buy a new welder. This one did me pretty well though. I got it off eBay a couple of years ago for £10 because somebody had a new one for Christmas, and so I got it as a bit of a bargain just to see if I could use it, and yeah, it was fine. But of course, when I want to do some proper work with it, it doesn't work anymore. What I was able to do though before it failed on me was get the steering column support tacked back into place. So the steering wheel now sits a little bit higher, so it's going to be much better to use. But I don't want to show that in clips because the bad welding I would normally done is terrible because of the failing welder, but it's enough just to hold it up out of the way, and that will be revisited later on, so it's welded in properly. Unfortunately, what that has meant is where I wanted to put the speedo and tacho isn't going to work. So I do have another option open to me, which is to use an original Anglia gauge pod. That should work really nicely, but just need to get my hands on one so I can give it a go. Nice little part just arrived. I got this little cable guide. It's actually a motorcycle part apparently, but it does nicely just to route the pull cable so it's not sticking out over my passenger's feet. Thank you for watching. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you get notifications on when the next videos come out. Or, you know, just wait for me to post them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the various forums that they get shared on.